It is currently 53 degrees out, which is quite chilly. It's actually like great running weather. I wouldn't even mind if it was a little bit cooler, but 53 is definitely cold, especially for August and like in comparison to last week. I mean, we were sitting at like 68 as the low throughout most of the summer, even into the 70s. So for it to be 53 is a little bit nerve-wracking. I don't really know what that's gonna say, going into the rest of the month and on, but yeah, I mean, it's beautiful for this week, but I feel like it's not gonna stay like this for long, so I don't know. We'll see. I gotta leave though. I gotta get to work in like 15 minutes. Fortunately, I'm very close, so that'll help. Have a good day. My back hurts so bad.
And you're the reason why.
I've been dog sitting since Saturday and I still have Remy and Sadie until tomorrow evening, tomorrow afternoon. I don't honestly remember, but yeah, I sleep here and they sleep in the bed with me, but they like to just kick me around basically. I mean, they're two big black labs. Like, they just take up a lot of space and they don't really care about me. I'm a tiny little thing compared to them. I mean, obviously I'm bigger than them, but they don't really care. So yeah, I don't very, sometimes I sleep fine. Sometimes, like last night, I must have just tweaked my back and now like I'm definitely feeling it. Sitting at work was a little brutal.
Oh, only 3 left.
Please place the card into the card reader and follow the instructions.
I was planning on going to double after I was done letting the girls out, and I don't know, I can't tell if it's just my back or if the mentality, well, it's definitely not my mentality, I don't ever really want to go double, but I always, convince myself to do so, but just physically I just felt off, and my body was like kind of telling me like, hey, maybe doubling today isn't the best idea. And I felt like I was only doubling for mileage sake anyway, so if I really care about mileage that much, it's probably a bad thing to begin with. And if my body's telling me I need to take a rest day, I think it's best to take a rest day. So it's not the end of the world. 7 miles on the day isn't that bad. Well, 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 they finally finished our street. It is fully repaved. I cannot wait to run on this. The middle street, they haven't finished the main road, if you will, just our little cul-de-sac subdivision, whatever you want to call it. But this thing looks freaking beautiful, man. When we run on this and Jimmy sees biking next to me, oh, it's gonna feel so good. But yeah, you can tell there's still, that looks disgusting. But yeah, there's still like a whole lip. I mean, that's like a good like 4 or 5 inches of a difference. That's insane to me. I don't know. Crazy. No way. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Carbon up before a big session tomorrow. We are going to be doing a double threshold in the morning, so hit the track for some 1Ks. I think treadmill threshold in the afternoon. Yeah, I'm a little nervous, I won't lie. I just, with not being here tonight, I'll be over with the dogs and then obviously let them out in the morning. I have work in between the double threshold and I got to let the dogs out in the afternoon. Like, it's going to be a lot going on, so I got to make sure I have everything, packing everything up right now. Nutrition is going to be the big thing tomorrow too, making sure that I have enough to eat. I don't know, it's going to be interesting to say the least. I'm a little nervous, like I said, but As long as I bring everything there, I don't forget anything, I think we'll be good. Currently outside hanging out with the girls, letting them do their thing, and it is cold out this morning. I think it's sitting around 50 degrees right now. I mean, you can tell I'm in a full quarter zip sweatpants. I mean, I'm chilly in this, and I mean, it makes for a great workout, but yeah, it is surprisingly cold. I love it though. I do love this type of weather for running especially, so I'm not complaining. Alrighty, we made it to the track. It is a bit windier than I was expecting actually, which is making it feel a little bit colder, which is not a problem, honestly. I do thrive in the cold, so more so an observation than anything. But yeah, getting ready to warm up. I'm gonna be using the streak flies for today's workout. We have an odd workout, an interval-esque workout I'll put on screen because I mean, it's kind of like 2 miles threshold, 8x1K, 4x200, I think, with just altered paces, like different paces for each of them. Obviously, different rest for all of them as well. And yeah, this will be great for having the Koros pod with me. I'll toss that thing on my shoe and I'll really be able to lock in on the paces, which will help a lot. And you know, I'd like to say that these 1Ks are kind of at half marathon pace or maybe goal half marathon pace, somewhere around there. You know, 5:25 average is what if I could run that for half marathon, I'd be pretty ecstatic. So hopefully these go pretty smoothly. Jimmy's obviously on his way over. He's going to be filming this morning. Shout out to Jimmy. And yeah, hopefully just take care of this for a session. I'm a little stuffy with my nose right now with the allergies, and you know, my back is still a little sore. So I'm not going into this 100%, but at the same time, my legs feel really good. So I think that kind of balances it out, especially with the it being a bit cooler and it's like under 80% humidity right now. So that helps a ton. So yeah, there should be, I don't know, should balance out pretty well. And hopefully I'll be able to take care of business this morning and then rest up for the afternoon session. Man, I really needed that first 2 miles as a warm-up because wow, not that it felt exactly bad, but it didn't feel easy. And heart rate was fine, it was under 160 for all of it, but yeah, the lungs I just don't think were ready for exactly how cold it was gonna be. So that was a good warm-up. Time to get after 1Ks. All right, that is 8K complete. I won't lie, my throat is very shot, like scratchy, if you will. Obviously, running in the cold for the first time is gonna do that to you. It takes like a week or two before I get used to it, but it feels great, so I'm not gonna complain. Hopefully it stays this cold. I am about to start the 200s though, so I'm just gonna put a time lapse on because Jimmy had to leave, so I'll see you guys when the 200s are complete. All right, we made it back from the workouts. Had to get out of there as soon as I finished because school is back in session, so don't want to be there when all the kids are coming in. And it's impossible to get out of that parking lot once it gets busy. So made it back. Workout was all right. I'm not gonna lie, it took a little bit more out of me than I would have liked. Like I said, lungs were super scratchy after quite a few of those reps just being in the cold. It's gonna take a week or two, obviously, like I said, before I'm used to it again, which I'm not complaining about. I much prefer this weather than anything else, but yeah, my legs don't feel like I worked as hard as my heart rate really shows, so I'm not too nervous about this afternoon session outside of nutrition and how the rest of the afternoon goes. Hopefully it'll be okay, but the afternoon session is going to be a lot easier than this morning, so I'm just glad I survived the morning session and it went all right. Like, I'm not super excited about it. It was probably like a 6.5 out of 10 if I'm going to be honest. So, you know, we got through it and we'll take care of the afternoon session and kind of go from there. I just got to work and my boss texted me and said, hey, we're in a lockdown drill. Well, the park district is connected to a school, which is our junior high that I went to. Weird story, but nonetheless, we're attached to the school and they're doing a lockdown drill. So I can't even go into work right now. So I'm stuck in the parking lot, which is, yeah, fun. Alrighty, we're out of work. 2 peanut butter jelly sandwiches, 2 granola bars, and a body armor later. Oh my god, I slur my words sometimes. Anyways, hopefully the fueling was okay, but first things first, I gotta go let Willie out, then the girls out, and then go home.
What's going on, buddy? Hi.
Come here.
Boy, chill.
Good boy. Good boy. I'll see you later. Dog number 1 taken care of.
Come on. Good girls. All right, be good. I'll see you later.
Dogs 2 and 3 taken care of, and that wraps up my dog sitting for the week. Time to go get fit. Just mixed up a second thing of Morton 160 drink mix, just, you know, 39 grams of carbs, I believe, in this one. Yeah, it tastes like 39 grams. But yeah, this is not possible without being a feed sponsored athlete. So shout out to the feed. If you guys are looking to get anything from the feed, link in my description will get you 10% off most products. Again, shout out to the feed. Couldn't do without them.
We will be using the Vaporfly 2s for this second workout. Nice and trusty carbon plate. Gonna help with the recovery process, obviously. Love these bad boys.
And it is quite hot out there, so only going to be doing the warm-ups outside. Like I said earlier, treadmill workout for this second session. I really don't want to do the warm-up outside, but, you know, it's just going to make me better, obviously. Heat training, I guess. So, yeah, I'll struggle through 2 miles easy of a warm-up, and then we'll start dynamics. Alrighty, so for the workout this afternoon, we're going to be doing just a flat 6-mile threshold on the treadmill, 36 minutes of running, 6-minute pace, 3:43 per kilometer if I've finally gotten that instilled in my head. This really shouldn't be too difficult. 6-minute pace should not feel crazy hard. Unfortunately, my stomach feels like crap. During the warm-up, it was just tossing and turning and just feels like I got a couple knots in there. So hopefully that'll digest itself out before we start the workout. Like I said earlier, Vaporfly 2s are going to get tossed on. Hopefully I can just lock in and just get through 36 minutes. Like I said, it really shouldn't be that difficult, but you never know. Maybe I'm not feeling as good as I thought. Maybe I overworked this morning. I won't know until I start the workout. So here's to a hope that we get through another successful double threshold session. And boom, 6 miles, 36 minutes, 6-minute pace, 3:43 per kilometer, whatever you want to call it, in the books. Only thing I want to note is that holy crap, that I finally figured out how to fuel, and the way I did today was not it. I always do an egg sandwich for breakfast and oatmeal for lunch when I'm home, and that's been working great, and I wasn't sure like if I could mess around and do something else. Yeah, my stomach felt terrible during the entire workout. I don't even know how I managed to get through it. Like, I felt fine physically besides my stomach, so just had to put my head down, grind, and thank God I'm done. On a real note, today was such a big day for training. You know, obviously, I only have so many more weeks until the marathon. I think, we're like 7 or 8 weeks out by this point. I'm not really sure. And obviously, a marathon or half marathon going down next weekend means that my workouts are going to be limited. So I need to get as much fitness as I can, stacking these workouts on top of each other. And this was a big one for that. 14 miles of threshold work, well, fast paces, obviously with those 200s in there. So yeah, I'm really happy with the work we did today. It was fantastic. The only thing I can hope for now is a good night of sleep. I haven't ever had a good night of sleep after a double threshold. I mean, I've only done like 10 or 12 double threshold days to begin with, so fingers crossed I sleep well tonight. What am I doing? God, does it feel good to get in a night of sleep in my own bed. And I actually stayed asleep all through the night last night until probably right before I woke up. And I don't feel like my sleep quality was that good, but at the very least I slept through the night. So yeah, I'll take that, I guess. I feel absolutely beat up right now though. My back is killing me, my legs feel dead. This is probably going to be one of the harder runs to get through this morning. I mean, we were going at pedestrian pace right there, but man,
every time I start a double threshold, or the morning after a double threshold, and the sprinklers are kicking back on. Every morning after a double threshold, it's just so brutal. I mean, my legs are, I think I started off at like 10-minute pace going into the run, so I'm not complaining. That's honestly a solid effort for the morning, an hour of running. And now I'm gonna go jump in the hot tub. I am absolutely loving the weather that we're having right now. It's like 50 degrees this morning, and that is like perfect running conditions. I would even take like 5 degrees cooler, but for me, I really enjoy running in the cold. I suck at getting acclimated to the heat, and all of that summer running that I did in those hot mornings, all that heat acclimation I did, is going to be gone next week. And what worries me is that this is really cold this week, and next week it's probably not going to stay that way. So I'm trying to do 20 minutes in the hot tub every single day from today till Friday when we leave for the half marathon out in Michigan. And I'm hoping some of that heat acclimation I can keep by doing that. I don't really know how well it's going to work. Obviously, there's better ways to do it, like a sauna or just running in the heat in general. But unfortunately, this is the best I have and good for recovery as well. So going to be doing this, like I said, hopefully every single day, if not maybe 2 sessions, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And hopefully that'll help me just in case it's not hot, or just in case it's not cold and it is hot morning of the race next weekend. You know, got to do what you got to do. Try to get yourself best prepared for it.
It would seem the school is doing all their testing and drills and everything this week, which is fine, but why they decided to let the fire alarm go off for 15 minutes and not shut it off, I don't know. So that wasn't fun. In other news, I talked about this a little bit last week, but with these videos taking, I mean, they're getting to the point where they're over an hour long each week, and they just take up so much time to edit. I think they're gonna get pushed back from coming out on Wednesday to Thursday because I just need an extra day of editing. Especially like yesterday, I had a double threshold, so the time I had to edit was already limited. And I just want to make sure that I'm obviously doing the best I can with the production value of each video. I don't want to skip out on anything just to try to rush it and upload it, right before I go to bed every Wednesday night. So I think these might end up getting pushed back to Thursdays. We'll see what happens. This one is definitely going to be, or not this one, but last week's, the one you guys already watched, definitely came out Thursday. There's no way I got it done today, so I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, I forgot how much of a wreck my room was. I got home yesterday, obviously, from taking care of the dogs. I threw everything everywhere. I have been for the past few days. And now the realization that I need to clean it. I hate when my room isn't like at least organized. Like I can have things but like it doesn't have to be clean. It just needs to be neat, organized. That's fine. Preferably clean though. I can't believe it's gotten to this point.
The 2 hours I have in between shifts on Wednesday goes by so fast. Like, I swear I was only home for 30 minutes and we're already heading back to work. So, oh, where does the time go, man? Where does it go?
It's currently 60 degrees and raining. Really not the best combination right there. So this is gonna be not too fun. It's not thunder and lightning, so I am gonna run outside, but this is not gonna be fun.
First 30 minutes of my run, it was absolutely pouring rain. The last 30 minutes, nothing at all. And then I start jumping rope. And the rain starts back up again. So that was a lot of fun. Honestly, it was an enjoyable run just once the rain stopped because I was actually like cooled down a little bit and it wasn't too hot. But I mean, yeah, we got it in. I guess that's all that really matters. We'll probably double later today just to shake my legs out, flush them out, get some mileage back in on the weekend. Legs honestly felt pretty good, especially with the workout tomorrow. I was a little nervous on how I was going to feel, but I was worried about this weather because it's 60 degrees this morning. It was like 49 yesterday. Like, the change in between each day is just so insane. Like, this is what I'm talking about for next week. I'm worried that it's going to be hot again. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Got to hit the hot tub at some point today, hopefully when this rain stops so I'm not getting struck out there. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 20 minutes.
Now, I'm not very scientific when it comes to heat acclimation in the hot tub. I did a little bit of research and I'm going to share what I'm doing specifically for anyone who's interested. From the little bit of research that I did, it seems as if 100 to about 103 degrees is ideal for recovery. 104 is ideal for heat acclimation because it's rising your core temperature. And then anything above like 105, 107 is a little unhealthy. So, or like depending on how long you go, I guess. I'm not too sure, obviously, why I disclaim this, or put a disclaimer on it. So I put the hot tub to 104. I mean, I kind of feel like I could go a little bit hotter just because it doesn't feel that bad. And I've been sitting in here for 15 minutes now. I'm doing 20 minutes every single session, if you will. So yeah, I don't really know what it's going to do, if it does anything at all. I'm really hoping that it does at least something. The biggest thing that I know that I need to take away from this, though, is I have to be hydrating more than I already am because of how much of the electrolytes that I'm losing being in here. So I just need to make sure that I'm accurate or properly hydrating after each session.
Just absolutely grinded out 2.5 hours of editing, more so just touching up on the video for this week. And It took a second, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Definitely one of the better ones in my opinion, so I cannot wait for that thing to get uploaded. But while it's uploading, because it takes like 2 hours to upload, I'm going to go get in my second run of the day, a little flush run, get the legs shaken out.
Boom, quick and easy, 4 miles. Honestly, it didn't feel nearly as bad as I thought it was going to, if we're being honest. It's a bit cooler out than I was expecting, which is really nice. So I also don't really film all that much with my phone when I'm running. I like these afternoon runs or late morning doubles. I like to take it out and just grab a couple clips for you guys. So I don't know if you guys like that, let me know. But I don't know if I talked about, I think I talked about it Monday or Tuesday. They finally finished our road. Oh my God, it looks so beautiful. Oh, nice and smooth now too. I told you, once they finished it, you're gonna be really happy. But like the lead up to kind of sucked. So I don't know, that's nice at least. What's going on? You cannot run away, Callie. Please do not go outside. Your mom will kill me. My mom just got home and brought in the mail and gave me this, which is from the Holland Haven Half Marathon. And I think I know what's in here. I'm pretty sure it's just the stickers that I bought, but I don't know why they'd send just the stickers. So I'm hoping it's not also, well, I guess I wouldn't mind if it was my bib as well, but no, I think it is just the stickers I got. Hold on. I got one for me and one for my mom. Oh wait, are they connected? That's only one sticker. Well, that's a problem. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that says 13.12 at $4, $8 total. So why did I only get one sticker? Somebody's going to be getting an email about this. I want my other sticker. What do you mean by that? I guess that's fair. I mean, over under 8 o'clock. Currently munching on a little oatmeal square, which is just like 24 grams of carbs. It's nothing too crazy, but obviously very important to fuel before a workout, especially in the morning when I'm fasted. So always take one of these before my workout, and then during the workout itself, I normally sip on Morton 160, which is 39 grams of carbs, but in liquid form basically. This morning, however, going to be a little different because I'm not going to be able to drink anything during the workout. So instead, I don't know, I'm basically going to like preload all my carbs throughout the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and make this right now, and I'm going to sip on it throughout the morning going into the warm-up and dynamics and all that, and hopefully get through it before I start the workout, or most of it. And I think that'll kind of just help me during the workout when I'm not able to take anything, because I haven't done a workout where I haven't taken carbs in a very long time at this point. So I don't know, we'll see. All summer long, they had all the lights on under the bleachers, and now we just have one, which happens every year. I really don't get it. Like, school starts and they just start turning the lights off. Well, they leave the one on, obviously, and I get it's not for me, but it would be nice if they left them all on, especially because it's darker now in the morning, but I digress. We're at the track, though, getting ready to start the workout, the hardest workout I've ever done in my life. I've only done this workout once before. Fortunately, Vinny's coming to film, because if he wasn't here, I don't know what I would do. So shout out to Vincent. Seriously, he's a real one. And yeah, the workout this morning is what my coach calls mile tags. Basically, what we're doing is 1,600 meters, 50-meter jog, 200-meter sprint, and then a 150-meter jog. And it's 2 kilometers in total, but obviously we're doing it like 8 to 10 reps. And it's just basically nonstop. You are constantly doing stuff, which is why I'm not gonna be able to fuel during this workout, because 1,600 meters, 50, 200, 150. The 1,600 meters isn't like too bad, because it's like 5:45 pace. The 200 meters is what kills you, because you're running it so fast and you don't get much rest going into the next mile. So yeah, this is not gonna be a ton of fun. It's probably gonna be very difficult. The humidity is also really high. It's 92%, and it's gonna be that way throughout the entire workout. So it's gonna be a grind this morning. I'm pretty excited though, I won't lie. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. So yeah, let's get after it. Good morning. Here goes nothing. Going into this workout, I think I was even more nervous for this than I was the 10-mile time trial last week, and it really does just come down to the fact that the last time I did it, it didn't go so well, and it was quite humid out, like I said. Ended up hitting 94% humidity this morning, which is obviously going to make it much more difficult to breathe, but fortunately, I went into it feeling pretty good leg-wise and like physically. So as we started out the workout, I started cruising, hoping to go through the first mile at 6-minute pace, and then seeing where it takes us. You know, try to cut down each mile after that, hopefully shoot for that 5:45 mark that I was assigned by the 4th mile. And the first mile, 5:51, I mean, that was kind of perfect. The 200s, on the other hand, you know, I was assigned 34 to 35 seconds for those 200s, and I kind of knew going into it there was no chance I was going to hit 35 seconds without all-out sprinting, basically. So I never really checked my watch to see how those 200s looked. I was doing it completely off of feel. I was just running hard, basically, and hoping that the time that I ended up with was a good time. And then I was focusing on the 1600s. And first of all, the Pod 2 came in so clutch for this workout. I really can't thank Coros enough for sending that out. The Pod 2 is what I use for pacing. It gives me pretty much exact pace to the time that I'm running, instead of having a little bit of that delay that normal watches have. So each step that I was taking, I knew exactly how fast I was running, and that's how I was really able to pace myself for these 1600s, because of how difficult it was after each 200. I really don't know what I'm starting my 1600 off, because I'm so
you know, I don't want to say burnt or cooked, but the 200s are such a hard effort that it's hard to recover after those, especially with only 150 meters of a jog. So I was really relying on my pod to really give me the pace, and hopefully I was continuing on the pacing. And as I continued those 1600s, the second one 546, the third one 544, you know, we were just clicking them off one by one, and I was really confident after that third or fourth rep that I was actually going to be able to do pretty good. You know, I went into this thinking if I could survive through 6, I could really grit my teeth and push myself through 8. And it ended up kind of coming down to the fact that I felt really good for all the miles. It was the 200s that hurt the most. I think that was a little unsurprising for, you know, after the fact. The 200s, you know, 36, 37, 37, 36, 37, like we were sitting right around that second, 2 seconds off. And, you know, I programmed this into my watch to be exactly 150 meter jog, 1600 meter sprint or run, 50 meter jog, 200 meter sprint. So like I was exact. I wasn't having to split my watch manually at all. It was just going off of obviously Koros's track mode. So that was also super nice to have. I didn't have to touch my watch at all, which is really fortunate. It makes my pacing by myself really easy, and I'm really grateful for that as well. So I don't know. I just think that everything kind of just clicked today, and even with the humidity, you know, playing a factor into this workout, I was really lucky that I felt as good as I have, and I think my training has gone or progressed as well as it has, because I really do think this is the fittest I've been in a while. You know, I did this workout, like I said, a year ago, and I was running 5 seconds slower, and I was only making it about 7 reps for this workout, and I felt completely dead. Whereas today, we finished all 8 reps. Granted, I could have probably gone one more if I really wanted to. We went through that 8th rep in 5:41, and I was obviously really happy with that effort. But at the same time, you know, it's something to consider that it's not easy, especially with the 200s, and those 200s were a little slower than I would have liked. You know, I did sprint the last 200 in a 34, but once I went through that last 200, I was like, yeah, there's no way I could even try to do another 200 after this. Like that cooked me. So we're in a great spot. Absolutely. I'm really happy with how this workout went. It was a great mental boost, especially. And first of all, I could not thank Vinny enough for coming out and filming this morning. Without Vincent there, I literally could not have filmed any of this because of how the workout was programmed. So shout out to Vincent. Seriously, he's a real one. Could not be more thankful for having him out there. And again, I'm just really happy with how this workout went. It was definitely not easy. It was a hard effort, but at the end of the day, we did get through it. The heart rate was fine. I was honestly surprised at how low it was for those miles, and it just felt like everything was really smooth. So yeah, really happy with the effort this morning. We'll have a shorter long run later Sunday morning, so tomorrow is going to be a big recovery day. Today I'll probably jump on the bike this afternoon, but yeah, just I couldn't be more happy with how that workout this morning went. Seriously, it was phenomenal. Honestly, a great mental boost going into the half marathon next week. Morning, Johnny Key. Can I tell you about my workout? Dude, that is so sweet of you. Yeah, bro, it was insane this morning. Freedom, baby. I cannot wait to go home. Saw a little shift in the books, make sure all the doors are locked. And they are. And nobody kept me here late today. I got out right on time, which is really freaking nice. And there's a car sitting in the parking lot looking at me, so hope I don't get stolen. Oh! Yeah, absolutely. What are we looking at time-wise? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but... No, I do, but that's not what I meant.
It's not that cold out this morning, so the hot tub is feeling even hotter than it normally would at, 104 degrees. But hey, I just hope that means it's working. Also got in a solid run this morning, 9 miles on the morning. A little bit longer than I would have liked, but with not doubling on Monday, I knew I was going to be a little lower on mileage than I would have liked, and tomorrow's long run isn't going to be a full 2 hours, so just adding a touch this morning. Nothing too crazy, obviously nothing that long, but yeah, a great start to the morning. I have to open at the gym this morning because I didn't work Thursday, so I'm working today instead. So I gotta be there. Fortunately, it doesn't open until an hour later than normal, so I gotta get out of here pretty quickly. I only got 25 minutes in the hot tub, then try to get out of here and make it to work on time this morning, and then a nice little 5.5 hour shift over there. You'd think I don't leave this place with how often I'm here.
Five hours in, almost done. Cannot wait to go home and get some lunch. I am starving. Welcome home, Jimmy T. See, you made it back. You missed the big workout Friday, but made it home for the long run, huh?
Yep. Ready for that for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean Sunday, so hopefully it's not as busy on the roads, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Not like last weekend.
I mean, we're doing less this week, to be fair. We're doing, tomorrow will only be like 12, 13, because we're only going to do like 90 minutes to 100, 90 to 100 minutes, so not as long as normal, but I mean, I don't know what we're going to do if I see that many cars, because that's like this the OG route. I mean, I don't know where else we'd really go. At least starting here, like there's really not anywhere else to go from here besides Cemetery Road, obviously, so I don't know.
Watching last week's video just reminded me of how bad that was and thinking about it for tomorrow. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
To be fair, next weekend, no long run, just half marathon, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Well, glad to have you back.
Thanks.
Alrighty, so goal this morning is to get in around 13.5 miles. Like I said yesterday, coach said no longer than 90 to 100 minutes of running, so not a super long run, but a good one to knock out this morning. Fueling, we have electrolytes in the feed bottle, God, I love this thing. And then we got an SIS gel. This one is a lemon lime. Orange one last week honestly tasted better than I was expecting. I really just enjoy the isotonic SIS gels. These things are great. So honestly, I don't really know if the flavor matters that much as long as it's isotonic. So that's all we got for this morning. Nothing too crazy today. Still want to take a gel, obviously, with how long this run is. But yeah, should be a good one. Hopefully it's nice and cool out and get to knock out a nice couple easy miles on a beautiful little Sunday morning.
Oh, here comes Amazon.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is a beautiful 13.5 mile long run in the books. 48 miles on the week, 84 miles on the week. I feel really good about that one. I'm not gonna lie, we had a lot less traffic today, so that helped a ton, and the weather was pretty cool, so I really enjoyed that long run, to be honest. A longer run. I know it's weird because like a 13.5 mile long run is like not 17 miles, and sooner or later we're gonna jump up to 20, so just a great little morning run with Jimmy T, obviously, behind the camera, so blessing to be out here, some cooler weather. Hope this sticks around for the half marathon next weekend, but yeah, this morning was definitely a good one.
Good morning. What's happening, gentlemen?
Just finished up a little 13.5 mile long run, getting ready for a half marathon next weekend.
Oh, that's awesome.
I see you're out here still killing the woods every now and then.
As we were getting ready to leave, we ran into my best friend's dad, which is probably who you just saw on screen. Absolute legend, almost 60 years old, still getting after it every morning, biking. I don't know, it's like 9-10 miles going up a 100-foot hill. Like, he's a legend. That's actually, my best friend's the one who got me into running, and that was his dad. Like, just love that family. They're the best. Shout out to the Dameses. But yeah, that was super cool.
Unfortunately, it seems as if the hot tub gets a little cooler as the cover is opened,
which like granted does make sense. It was 103.5 or something like that when I first got in. Slowly went down over the last 25 minutes, which not the biggest deal in the world, but yeah, I am trying to go a little bit longer now, especially knowing that it is going down over time, just to make sure I'm getting the full effect of heat acclimation basically. Also, it still looks like it's going to be a great day next Sunday, so I'm not too worried, but any little thing helps. All the little things, they add up over time, helps you in the long run.
While we're down there, I'd like to drive up to Grand Rapids and drive the marathon route if we have enough time. Like, obviously, I want to do the Holland half marathon route, and then if we have time, go to Grand Rapids, do the marathon route itself, just to see what it's like. I'm not too worried about the half marathon route. Like, if we don't have time, we don't have to. It's not that big of a deal. The one I'm more nervous about is the marathon. So, if we have time, it'd be nice to just go.
Sure we can.
There are a few things that I appreciate more than having a nice clean room, especially when I get home next weekend on Sunday. I'm going to think to myself, man, do I appreciate my room being nice and neat. That being said, though, I've also been rolling out a ton more this week than I have recently. I feel like I've rolled out every afternoon this week. I don't know if that's true, to be honest, but it definitely feels like it. And legs in the morning feel pretty good, so gonna keep that up going into next week. I don't really know that it makes that much of a difference, but mentally, if I'm doing it and it feels better, it might just end up being a little placebo. Who knows? Who cares? If it's good, it's good. Obviously, the number one thing is always going to be sleep at the end of the day. That's where recovery is built. So that is the goal going into next week as well. Making sure I'm getting as much sleep as possible. I'd really like to average 8.5 hours if I could. And that's going to be really important because we didn't also taper this week, which is something that normally, a lot of people do taper going into a race, even if it's just 1 week before. I don't think it's that big of a deal. 80 miles during a week isn't that much. I mean, we did 84 this week, granted, but like the build up to this half marathon hasn't been anything crazy. Obviously in the past I've been running a lot of 90-mile weeks, even hit 95, and I feel like 80 miles is more than manageable for me at this point. My legs are more than comfortable doing that. It doesn't take extra out of me, you could say. So I feel like going into next week, it'll be a down week regardless because I won't run nearly as much. But I don't think it's going to be all that important if I don't taper this week, which obviously I didn't. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I am really excited to get after it, though, next week. It's probably a little bit of a shorter video this week, but next week will definitely be a lot longer. So, hope you guys are ready for that. And that being said, if you guys have any comment questions or concerns, drop in the comment section down below. I'm going to call it here, though. I got a little bit left of the evening. I really want to sit down and enjoy and get the rest of my stuff done going into tomorrow. So, that being said, take care. Love all things. See you guys next week. Peace out.